occasionally women, standing 8, 9, sometimes 10 feet tall. Not circus performers advertised as such, not showmen with documented names and travelling routes, just people. Individuals photographed in formal settings, wearing period-appropriate clothing, sometimes surrounded by family members of normal height.
It's interesting that there's so many pictures here of these pretty massive people. You know, I think the take that this guy's taking from this, that he says later in the video, we won't get to that part, but he says that he believes these giants existed, they existed as normal people, they're not some form of monster or anything along these lines, they're just a normal person. They're definitely part person when they existed, and if they existed into this time, there are stories of Nephilim giants continuing on and living on even in modern times. In the Solomon Islands, they believe that there's rumors of giants living in the caves there on these islands. Of course, we have the Kandahar giant, one of the most well-known stories about the giant in Afghanistan. Different places around the world have it. So one thing that makes no sense is how do all these cultures, even before that, in ancient history, all of them have different stories about giant beings. All these same cultures also have stories about a massive flood that came and wiped everything out. No coincidence that these people who are not talking to each other have these same stories. This is exactly what Genesis 6:4 said, when there's giants in the earth, before that and after the flood, before the flood and after the flood. So it could have continued on to this very day. There's rumors that different secret societies, and this is even part of why the Smithsonian covers up the evidence of the giant bones, because secret societies want to get this or trying to extract Nephilim DNA or do whatever rituals they want to do with these things because they know it's connected to the fallen angels. Possibility, 100% of possibility. We know these giants existed, so have they existed into modern times? Do they continue to exist? Jesus said the last days will be like the days of Noah. What was going on in the days of Noah? Giants were on the earth in those days. Definitely something to keep an eye out on.
The British Museum archives contain several. The Smithsonian mentions them in passing, then dismisses them as medical anomalies without further investigation. French collections show similar images catalogued and filed away. Russian imperial records reference persons of unusual stature serving in ceremonial roles. Always the same pattern: acknowledge, categorize, move on. Never investigate, never ask why. Why were there so many? Why do the photographs cluster in specific decades, primarily between 1850 and 1900, then suddenly disappear? Why do contemporary accounts describe these individuals not as freaks or oddities, but as normal members of society, holding positions of authority, working as guards, overseers, foremen of construction projects? And here's the strangest part. Many of these photographs show the giant standing in front of buildings. Massive buildings. Buildings with doorways that seem absurdly oversized for...
That is a strange thing with the buildings and the doors and the massive stones. That's a lot of the best evidence of giants in history, in my opinion. Junkie for Jesus, thank you for the super chat. God bless you. Yeah, somebody also mentioned, it's a good thing too, yeah, look for the fingers, look for the toes, because 6 fingers, 6 toes was evidence of Nephilim in the past. Thank you, yeah, thumbs up, liking and sharing, guys, does help the channel. Subscribing, if you want to subscribe. Thank you guys, appreciate your support. Thank you guys all for being here. I'll try to keep my eye on the chat for anything you want to mention. Somebody said I took videos off my channel on giants. I can't remember if I removed any giant videos from my channel. I've had to remove a lot of videos from my channel for a lot of different reasons in the past. Those are all uploaded onto Patreon because Patreon is actually cool in the way where they don't take those down. They don't really, I mean, the videos they're not really that bad. They're not, nothing bad in them. It's just, for some reason, not allowed on YouTube or whatever. But I don't think I took any giant videos down. If I did, I have to upload them on Patreon because they can't go anywhere else, really. Yeah, I'm sure some of these pictures are fake, just to be, legit. But there are images and videos of some people who look like giants, and these people are real. And then we'll look at the structures and like what he's mentioning here. Why did they build such massive doors back then? Why were they building these massive structures? At the very least, they had some sort of advanced knowledge for sure with this these incredible buildings that they're building at these these world fairs. Doing that for nothing and then destroying them, and then these massive fires sweep through all of these same cities right not long after that.
Getting cleaned up.
For normal humans, but perfectly proportioned for the individuals pictured. Buildings, we've been told, were designed for grandeur or intimidation.